In the space of creative leadership, I often get asked questions like, can you teach people how to become more creative? Or how do you help people discover their creativity? Or if you're a leader, how can you lead your organization in a more creative way? Before I answer the questions, let's start with some very basic fundamental assumptions. Did you know that 98% of 5-year-olds are considered highly creative? 98%. Now, all of us, if we're sitting here as adults, have been a child at one point in our lives. We've been 5. Now, do you know what happens to that 98% by the time we become adults? It goes to 2%. 2%. So what happens that only 2% of adults are creative? Education, societal norms, family values. We are taught to be serious and leave our toys outside. So when that starts happening, we actually have been, the freedom to create and play have been beaten out of us. We've unlearned how to be creative. So isn't it great to know that you actually are creative? And all we have to do now is rediscover what's already inside of you. So what will it take? One of the ways that I rediscover my own creativity is to take the time to experience and reflect on beautiful things. I love taking normal, simple things and thinking about how to apply that to leadership. As a musician, one of my favorite places of inspiration comes from listening to live jazz. There are so many things we can draw from on creative leadership through jazz. Here are just 4 things I took away at Blue Jazz the other day with some friends. Number 1, the freedom to improvise within a common set of rules. In classical jazz, there actually are rules and specific cadences and chord progressions so that the players know how to play with each other and jam. Otherwise, you wouldn't know what to do, right? So the players are usually familiar with these jazz scales and jazz sets at the start. Then within that set, they're given intense freedom to improvise and just jam. Is there a way to allow freedom for people to create at work within those certain boundaries? The second thing I noticed was everyone gets to be a star. I love how in jazz, every player kind of goes around and has a shining moment, even the drummer, who's usually in the background. Do we give everyone a chance at work to be a star and be recognized for their contributions? Number 3, it takes precision and a lot of practice to create something beautiful. Watching each musician and the passion that he brings to his craft is inspiring. It looks so simple when they play, but you know it's taken years of practice to look so effortless. Are we willing to put in many hours of practice and hard work to refine our craft? Or are we looking for the easy way? Number 4, the leader is always present and sets the tone through small gestures. That person is always present and signals when to stop, when to slow down, and when to wrap the song up. They don't have to necessarily be the one in the spotlight, and sometimes it's hard to tell who the leader is. But the leader is always present and guiding and directing. So as a leader, how do you set the tone and signal to your teams when to keep going, when to slow down, and where to focus? As a leader who wants to lead an organization creatively, we need to start with relearning how to be creative and rediscovering where we get inspiration from. Building a great organization requires creative leadership, and it starts with you. I'm not a painter, I'm not an artist, I can't draw for my life, and I'm highly creative. I get to design people, businesses, and systems and how they work together. I have to think of creative solutions on how to solve problems. So whether you're an accountant, or a lawyer, or in business, or a filmmaker, you are highly creative, and you have the opportunity to bring that into your work every single day. How can we actually give ourselves the time and space to rediscover and reapply creativity in everything that we do? Are you ready to rediscover your creative self?